This is Smokin' Dave, and you're listening to a man who once auditioned for the Morris Chestnut role in the movie The Brothers. It's the Kevin Friedman Show.
Hey now, it's Tuesday, August 7th, and another SportsGossip.com podcast is on the air. I'm your host, Kevin Friedman, along with my announcer, Smokin' Dave, and together we will bring you 10 of the hottest stories off the SportsGossip.com website. Dave, start us off with story number 1.
Conor McGregor returning to the octagon to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 229.
Well, the fight everybody wants to see is set for October 6th in Vegas, as Conor McGregor will have a chance to regain his lightweight title as he takes on current undefeated champ Khabib Nurmagomedov. McGregor, who hasn't fought in the UFC since November 2016, was forced to give up his title in April, which Khabib picked up when he beat Al Iaquinta on April 7th to extend his record to 26-0. According to BestFightOdds.com, Khabib is as high as a 2-1 favorite, and you can go to SportsGossip.com to watch a hype video the UFC put together for this bout. Personally, I've never seen Khabib fight, but I know these two guys hate each other. They're two of the top lightweights around, and I'll definitely be watching this fight. I see we already have a caller on the line who wants to discuss this. It's one of our loyal sponsors, and the owner of Antonio Finkelstein's prostitution app, Antonio Finkelstein.
Well, hey there, Kevin. You think those Tecate girls are going to be at the fight?
The Tecate girls? They're at all the fights. I'm sure they'll be at this one.
Those Tecate girls are smoking hot.
Is that all you called in about, Antonio, or you got something else to say?
Well, if any of you Tecate girls happen to be listening and you're interested in coming to work for me, you can check out Antonio Finkelstein's prostitution app. You can find us in the App Store.
Well, I thought Antonio wanted to talk about the fight, but all he seems interested in is the Tecate girls. Dave, what's next?
13 UNC players suspended up to 4 games after selling Jordans.
Yes, the University of North Carolina announced they are suspending 13 players for up to 4 games, including their starting quarterback, after they were caught selling Jordans given to them by the football program. You can go to sportsgossip.com to see a picture of these shoes, which were made exclusively for the North Carolina football program. And if you ask me, the players should be allowed to sell them. The University of North Carolina just signed a 10-year deal with Nike, which is netting them somewhere around $40 million. Head coach Larry Fedora made $1.8 million last year. And all these players get is a scholarship. So if they want to sell their shoes or their jerseys, they should absolutely be able to. And the fact that these universities and head coaches are making so much money off these players and then suspending the players when they go and try and make a little money themselves is ridiculous. I see we have someone on the line who wants to talk about this. It's sports memorabilia expert, Big Dong. What's up, Donger?
Hello, long-time listener, fourth-time caller. I just want to let everybody know that I have University North Carolina football shoes for sale.
You're the one that bought the shoes off these guys? Are you the one that ratted them out too?
Of course I rat them out.
Why would you do that?
Why do you think? I am big-time Duke fan. Now, if any of your listeners want to buy these shoes, you contact me. It's a bigdong@yahoo.com. Thank you.
You know what? I kind of like these shoes. Donger, if you got a size 10.5, hold on to a pair for me. Dave, what's next?
Anthony Rizzo goes off on umpire Angel Hernandez.
Sunday in Chicago, the Cubs' Anthony Rizzo was called out on strikes to end the game. And if you go to sportsgossip.com to watch this pitch for yourself, you could see it was about a foot outside. Now the Cubs were down 10-6, so they were most likely losing anyways, but that's besides the point. Umpire Angel Hernandez was the only guy in the stadium who thought this was a strike, and that's a major problem. After the game, both Rizzo and Cubs manager Joe Maddon vented their frustration with the media, and Hernandez, who was umpiring the White Sox game in Chicago on Monday night, was tracked down by the Tribune's Paul Sullivan and admitted he was wrong. Now, if this was a rare occurrence, it wouldn't be a big deal, but Hernandez is well known throughout the league as one of the worst umpires in the league, and the fact is, guys like him are the reason Major League Baseball is looking into computerized umpires, which personally, I'd love to see. Now, Dave, what's next?
Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft attended the Hall of Fame ceremony for Randy Moss.
Well, Moss put up 3 of the best seasons of his career with the Patriots, including 2007 when the team went 18-1 and he caught 98 passes for 1,493 yards and 23 touchdowns. So it was no surprise that head coach Bill Belichick and owner Robert Kraft showed up to support him at the Hall of Fame ceremony. You can go to sportsgossip.com to watch a video of the coach and owner going up to Moss to congratulate him after the ceremony. And I haven't watched the Hall of Fame ceremony yet, but I do have a TiVo and I plan to watch it because this 2018 Hall of Fame class could easily be the greatest Hall of Fame class in NFL history. Not only do you have Moss and Owens, who were 2 of the best wide receivers of their time, you got Brian Dawkins, Brian Urlacher, and in my mind, the greatest middle linebacker to ever play the game, Ray Lewis. And that's coming from a Bears fan. Now, I still think Belichick is mad at Kraft for overruling him when he wanted to trade Brady last year and keep Garoppolo. So I'm guessing that plane ride to Canton was pretty awkward. Now, Dave, what's next?
Odell Beckham Jr. spends $5,000 on diamond crosses on his teeth.
Now, this story I just don't get. I mean, I do everything I can to try and avoid having to go to the dentist. And when I go in for a cleaning, I pray that they don't find a cavity or anything else, because there's nothing worse than getting your teeth drilled on. And this dummy Odell Beckham Jr. had a voluntary procedure to put diamonds on his teeth. What an asshole. You can go to sportsgossip.com to check out the picture yourself, where he looks like he's in pain, and let's be honest, he deserves the pain. And as far as the dentist who went through with this procedure, he should have his license taken away. I mean, we've done a lot of dumb stories on this podcast, but this one could easily be the dumbest. And that's 5 stories down. We got 5 to go, but we gotta take a break, so we'll be back right after this.
Miloshk, this is Ivan Babushka of Ivan Babushka's Dining Emporium, and I am here to announce that on this Friday's Kevin Friedman show, we will be debuting our brand new theme song for Ivan Babushka's Dining Emporium. I have spared no expense to get the greatest writer in show business, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gangnam Style himself, Psy. So stay tuned and be ready on Friday for the new theme song. It is going to be excellent.
And we're back. Dave, what's next?
Mental Health Company offers free therapy sessions for Mets fans.
An online mental health marketplace is giving free confidential therapy sessions to Mets fans who fill out a form asking for their most difficult moments as fans. They made this offer after last week's 25-4 loss to the Washington Nationals, the worst loss in Mets history. The Mets are currently 46-64 in 16 games behind the division-leading Phillies in the NL East. You can read more about this at sportsgossip.com. And I see on the line we have a Mets fan. Sir, you're on the air.
You know, you're upsetting the fuck out of me.
Hey, it's not my fault the Mets suck.
You know, you are not very freaking helpful. You know that? You're a fucking asshole.
Whoa, what's your name, tough guy? I'm gonna send Dave over to kick your ass.
I'm not gonna give it to you. Alright? Let's put it that way. Alright?
Yeah, well, it sounds to me like you should take that company up on their offer for free therapy sessions, 'cause you need it.
If I had you right here, I'd fucking kick your fucking ass. You got me? And you can put this in your fucking records, alright? You fucking goddamn asshole.
Eeh, that is one angry Mets fan. He could definitely use some therapy. Dave, what's next?
All Jay Cutler scenes on Very Cavallari.
Well, I already talked about this show on a past podcast. I have no idea why Jay Cutler would be okay with filming a reality show. I mean, I get his wife was a reality TV star, but the guy made enough money in the NFL over the years to live in peace and not have cameras in his kitchen so the whole world can see what he's doing. But I figured if I'm going to criticize the show, I might as well try to watch it. And after about 5 minutes, I couldn't take anymore. I watched Cutler and his wife have a fake conversation in their kitchen where she asked him what his plan for the day was. And I'm pretty sure he said he was going to watch deer on TV all day. Again, I don't know why Cutler ever agreed to this, but according to this article, everybody loves him. And you can check out all his scenes from the latest episode at sportsgossip.com. I'd rather shoot myself in the foot than watch it, but if you want to, go ahead. Now, Dave, what's next?
Adam Gase is the fantasy football Antichrist.
Well, when a reporter asked Dolphins head coach Adam Gase what went into his decision to list Frank Gore and Kenyon Drake as either or on the depth chart, he said he did it, quote, just to be an asshole. And as a guy who plays fantasy football, I hate coaches like this. I mean, I understand most NFL teams have running backs who split carries, but the least the head coach could do is tell you who's number 1 and who's number 2 on the depth chart. Now, if you're planning on drafting a Miami running back for your fantasy team, definitely go with Kenyon Drake. Guy's a third-year running back out of Alabama who averaged 4.8 yards a carry last year. There's no way he's splitting with Frank Gore. And coaches like Adam Gase need to learn who pays their salary. It's fantasy football fans. So quit fucking with us. Dave, you play fantasy football?
I'm in a naked fantasy football league.
What is a naked fantasy football league?
What do you think? We draft naked, and we get together every Sunday and watch the games naked. In fact, I need a partner. You want in?
I appreciate the offer. I think I'm going to pass. What's next?
Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler team up again for karaoke.
Yes, the former Bulls teammates teamed back up on Saturday night at a karaoke bar. They sang All My Life, the Casey and Jojo song from the 90s, which I'm not afraid to admit is a decent song. And you can go to sportsgossip.com to watch the video, where no offense to them, they sound like a couple of wounded dogs. On the phone, I see we have 2 of our sponsors. It's everybody's favorite Russian, Ivan Babushka, and Antonio Finkelstein again. What's up, guys?
Hey there, Kevin. In honor of Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler singing a duet, me and Ivan figured we'd sing a duet also. We are going to sing for you song from my #1 favorite band, Hootie and the Blowfish. Are you ready?
I guess. Go ahead.
Hold my hand. I want you to hold my hand. Hold my hand. I will take you to the promised land. I'm gonna love you the best I can. Excellent. All right.
Eesh, guys, all I can say is you were slightly better than D. Wade and Jimmy Butler. Thanks for the call. Dave, give us that final story.
Johnny Manziel threw 4 interceptions in CFL debut.
Johnny Football's CFL career got off to a rough start. His first pass as a member of the Montreal Alouettes was intercepted, and he went on to throw a total of 4 interceptions, all in the first half, before being benched. His team lost the game 50-11, and this pretty much means this is the last story I have to do about Johnny Football, because I highly doubt he's getting back to the NFL, and who wants to talk about a guy who throws 4 picks in the CFL? I know I don't, so I'm done talking about him, and I hope this is the last story I ever do about the guy. And that'll wrap it up for another SportsGossip.com podcast. I want to thank my announcers, Smokin' Dave. Thanks to everybody who called in. And of course, thank you for listening. As always, for these stories and much, much more, you can go to SportsGossip.com. Our next podcast is Friday. And until then, we'll see you next time.